let's settle in. Let's just bring ourselves into this present moment and get comfortable and feel safety and security at the spot where you have found your way into tonight. And as you close your eyes or you just cast your eyes down, just notice. Notice where within you you feel heaviness, where within you you feel light. And just get a really good sense of just how you are right now. And then begin to notice that breath. See if the breath can kind of tell you a little bit about how you're feeling today. And as you connect to it, see if you can find a really good nurturing rhythm of a deep inhale through your nose and a full exhale through your mouth. And just allow the body to just release whatever it needs to release. The spots that felt heavy. The spots that felt a little insecure. And as the breath comes in this beautiful, steady, calm pace, notice how the body begins to respond. You feel safe and secure in that spot where you're seated or where you're lying down. The busyness and the chaos is set to the side. And we are here in this moment. And as we're settling in, I already had a plan of the things I wanted to share today, and then this weather has just really spoken to me on a lot of different levels. The one thing that unites all of us as human beings, it doesn't matter how much money we make, how old we are, where we live, weather is one of those things that affects us all. It doesn't just come into certain neighborhoods or into certain places and certain people. Weather is the one thing that we as humanity all experience. And sometimes we look out and the weather is just the best part of the day. And we feel the cool breeze and we see the blue sky and the sun. And we feel so blessed and so fortunate to get to experience days like that. But then there are other days that the weather is very different. And something that is so necessary and so beautiful as rain can also give us this feeling inside of us of it feeling like it's destructive or it's harmful because it's just too much. But then I have to pause and remind myself that it's not the weather that's at fault. Our weather around us just responds to the condition of our earth and our planet. And the weather, again, is just one of those things that we all experience. And so today, for most of us, we've been affected by just extreme amounts of rain and flooding and warnings, and to the point that we canceled all of our yoga classes tonight just to keep people safe. And I was really thinking these last couple of hours about how scary the unknown of weather can be. And that as the incredibly intelligent people in our community have found ways, they warn us of things. They tell us when to stay home. They caution us about certain things. And so on my phone, I had an alert a couple hours ago, and then I saw evidence of the same alert on social media. It was this warning of don't drive through the water. Don't drive through the water. If you can't see the road, turn around and go back or stop. And I hope and pray that everyone heeded those warnings, listened to the caution, and didn't just push their head down and just barrel through the weather. Because what we know is when that happens, many times there's even more destruction. there's even more catastrophes. And so for the last couple of hours, this image of this warning of don't drive through the water during the storm, turn around. If you can't see the road, don't go forward. It's just sat with me, and I thought, you know what? We need those alerts on our phone for each of us when we're going through something really difficult. Our own metaphorical storm. But there's so many parts of us, I don't know if it's ego or just human nature or just stubbornness. But sometimes it's as if when the storm is at its worst in our life, we push through even harder. We can't see the road in front of us. We have no clarity. And we push through anyway. And so then I thought again, why can't we have this alert, this thing on our phone that says stop? Just stop and wait. Or better yet, turn around. If your clarity is blocked and you cannot see the road, don't go through. And then I realized we do have the alert. We do have the signal, like what comes on our phones these days. And that alert comes right here in this practice. The more that this practice becomes a regular part of our life, the more times that we show up for ourselves to this present moment, whether it's here collectively or in other ways that you do it on your own, the idea is the more you show up and you nurture the quietness inside of you, you nurture this safe, secure spot where you sit or where you lie down. You nurture that rhythm of calming and peaceful breath. So that when you get up from this spot, you take that with you. And then when the storm comes, this is our alert. When something happens, that the calm in our spirit feels like it's going away, that's our alert. That's our warning. That's how we take this practice off our cushion and into our everyday lives. We will all, just as much as the weather is common for all humans, we also will all experience storms in our lives. Again, it doesn't matter how old we are, where we live, our race, our geography, our culture. We're all going to have things that come across our path that have the potential of creating suffering and struggle. And the question is, are we going to drive our car through with no clarity, with no sense of safety or security? Or are we going to pause and wait? Our meditation practice does not teach us to be complacent or inactive. It teaches us to move with intention, with clarity, with compassion, and with this ever-abiding peace that we nurture when we sit right here together. It hurts my heart to log on to the news or to the media and see the damage of the storm and the cars that just sit covered almost to the rooftops. But it also hurts my heart to see people push through the struggle and the suffering and just cause more harm to themselves. So my hope is that in our physical life and the weather and the storms and the rain, we'll learn to listen to the warnings. And in all the other parts of our life, the relationships and the situations at work and all these things that we encounter, that we'll also learn to listen to the warning, the messages that come from our spirit. Again, not asking us to be inactive, but rather asking us to choose with intention, to proceed with clarity once clarity is found. And so I would just invite all of us just to sit for these next few minutes. It's still raining outside my window. I can still hear it. And maybe as we see the rain and we see the puddles tomorrow, they'll remind us. They'll remind us of this gentle prick of our spirit that is our little alert. That reminds us we've sat, we've shown up, we've nurtured and developed this peace and calm within. Why would we do things that would cause harm to that? Why would we act in a way that undoes it? So let's just sit, continuing to nurture it. Slow, steady breaths in, and slow and steady breaths out. Breathing in, feel the clarity that this practice brings. Breathing out, feel the safety and security of that spot where you are. Breathing in, feel the clarity that this practice helps to bring. Breathing out, feel the safety and the security of that spot where you are. Breathing in clarity, breathing out security. Seeing the road in front of us helps us to feel safe. It helps us to feel secure. And I promise you, the thing that unites all of us is we will all have days when the road is not clear, when the path is not visible. That's something that we can just about guarantee. And so let this practice be a reminder that when the road is not clear, the path is not visible, we pause. We pause and we wait. And we breathe and we continue to nurture the safety and the security of the things that are in our control, rather than trying to create control over the things that are not. One of the great truths is that suffering is universal as much as weather is. But at the same time, the other universal truth is that we all have a choice. We have a choice to fight against the weather, we have a choice to fight against the suffering and the trouble. Or we have a choice to pause and wait and continue to nurture this feeling that we all have in this moment right here. Taking our practice off this metaphorical cushion and letting it inform and guide and direct every moment of our lives. I wish you safety and security, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in the days to come. I also wish you clarity and a sense of safety and security and permission to give yourself a chance to pause. Namaste.